Hi, I'm Graham from Tella, and in this video, I'm going to show you all the ways that you can publish your Tella videos. That includes sharing, downloading, and embedding. Let's get into it. Let's start with sharing. As soon as you're done recording or editing your video, head up to the top right of the editor and click share, and then you can copy your video's link like this and send that to whoever you want to watch it over email or a message or whatever, and they'll be able to watch the video on the web. You can change the access to your share link by clicking this option here. It's set to anyone with the link at the moment, meaning anyone who has the link to my video will be able to watch the video. But I can set this to workspace members only, meaning only people who are signed in members of my account, of my team, will be able to access it. You can also set a password. So you can type in a password here, and then anyone who tries to access your video's link, they'll be prompted to enter a password. Only if they get it right will they be able to watch it. You'll need to send the password along with the link in order for your recipient to be able to watch the video. This last option here, embed only, I'll talk about that when we get to the embed section of this video. If you want a faster way to share your video's link, you don't even need to open that little modal. You can just head up to the top right here and click on the link icon. Or, as you might have just noticed from the tooltip, you can press L on your keyboard and that will copy the share link to your clipboard, and then you can just send that right away. But when your viewer opens the link to your video, they're not going to come here, which is the editor. They're going to be taken to your video's view page. This is where viewers can watch your video. To access your view page and see what your viewers are going to see, click on View. This is your view page. Here you can see we've got a nice video player for your video with an animated preview. You can click to play the video and watch it here yourself. You can generate chapters. You can add a call to action button. You can modify the title. You can add a description. There's a lot of neat stuff that you can do here to make your playback experience, your viewing experience more interesting and interactive. So this is what viewers are going to get access to when you send the link to them. Now, for additional control and settings of what happens on the view page, you want to head up to the top right here and click on Settings. So in the viewer settings, we have a bunch of additional options that you can set to really fine-tune the viewer experience. You can set a default playback speed. You can toggle on and off viewer downloads. Maybe you want your viewers to be able to download the video. You can choose if you want subtitles visible by default, whether you want comments, whether you want the transcript visible, publish date, view counts. You can even upload your own custom thumbnail to really capture your viewers' attention. So you can find all of this stuff in the viewer settings. Some of the stuff is available as an account-wide default, so head to your account level settings and then you can make the changes there so that every video that you publish is going to have the viewer settings that you want. Next, let's download our video. So whether you are on the view page like we are now, or you're in the editor like we were earlier, you can access the download button from the same spot right here. When you click on that, you can then access all of the download options. So the first one is file type. We've got it set to MP4 and that's what we want for most of the time. Then you can see we've got our subtitles option. So by default, it's set to burned in. What this is going to do is it's going to render your subtitles into the video file. So you get one file with the subtitles burned into that video. It won't be a separate file for your subtitles. If you want a separate file for your subtitles, click on this and then you can switch to the SRT file option, and then that will give you an MP4 file for your video and then an SRT file for your subtitles downloaded consecutively. If you don't want subtitles, then you can switch to none. Then we've got the size of the video, the resolution. So we've got full HD here, 1080p, or you can go all the way up to 4K resolution. And then we've got frame rate. 30 FPS is the standard, but you can get the nice buttery smooth 60 FPS by switching to this option here. So let's jump back up to the file type option and I'll take you through some of these other options within it. So separate clips is going to download your video not as a single MP4 file, but instead multiple MP4 files, one for each of the clips in your video. In this video that I recorded, I think I had 3 or 4 clips. So I would get 3 or 4 MP4 files zipped together in a download. If I select the raw recordings option, instead what I'm going to get is not one video file for each clip, but one video file for each of the original recordings, original streams. So if I had a video that contained 2 clips, and in each of those clips was a recording of my camera and a recording of my screen, then I would get a zip file containing 4 video files, one for my camera in the first clip, one for my screen in the first clip, and then the equivalent to for the second clip. So the 4 video files, one for each of the original raw recordings. This option excludes all of the edits that you make in Tella. This really is the original raw recordings. So you won't get any of the trims or styling or anything you do to the video. You'll just get the original files exactly as you recorded them. When you've decided on your download settings, push the download button, your download will start, and you're good to go. Finally, let's embed our video. To embed our video, we're going to click on share again, but we're going to go all the way to the bottom where we have the embed option. So when we click that, here are all of our embed settings. Embedding is where Tella can host the video for you, but then you can have it displayed and playable to your audience on a separate website or service. So here's a good example. This is the Tella landing page, tella.com. And this is a video that I have created on Tella. It's hosted on Tella, and I've embedded it onto the website, meaning my viewers can watch it here, even though it still originally lives on my Tella account. I could change something in my Tella account, and that would update the video here basically in real time. So embedding just means you're able to have your videos live in your Tella account and accessible to your viewers on other websites. This is different from publishing to YouTube, because what you're doing there is you're almost downloading a copy of your Tella video as an MP4 file, and then you're uploading that copy to YouTube. And now YouTube is hosting that version of your video for your viewers to access, instead of Tella hosting the original and letting people access the original from Tella through a third-party service. But back to our embed settings. So there's a bunch of things you can do to your embedded video player, and you get a little preview of what that looks like on a very simple website here. You can choose if you want this to have a fixed width, or you want it to be responsive where it can scale up and fill the available space. You can then toggle on and off a bunch of these settings here. So if you don't want the title visible, you can switch that off, and now you can see you won't get a title on the embedded player. You can switch off the record your own button. This is a little button which lets your viewers record their own video on Tella. You can set it to autoplay. So as soon as the video is loaded on a website, it'll start playing. It'll be played on mute. And you can choose if you want the animated thumbnail on or off. So you can see if I switch it off, now it's just a static thumb. You can loop the playback, so when it gets to the end of the video, it'll start again, and you can toggle on or off the watch on Tella link. So this is where people will be able to, instead of watching it on your website, there'll be an extra option for them which lets them open up the full link to Tella where they can watch the video there as well. Now, if you want to check out the code behind all this, click Show Code, and you can see the iframe code here. If you pop back, change some of the settings, check Show Code, you'll see this has updated. And then when you are ready to embed this, you can click Copy Code and then paste that into your website builder of choice, like Webflow or Framer. So this is a sample Framer project, and I'll show you what it looks like to embed a Tella video into a website builder like Framer or Webflow. So I've got an embed block, which lets me embed other code, or in our case, iframes, into it. And so once you've added this, you can select that. And then over on the right here in Framer, you can choose between URL and HTML. If you select the HTML option and then paste in what we copied a few moments ago, hit enter, you'll see the video player render here based on the settings that we configured in the embed settings in Tella. So one final thing on embedding. Sometimes when you grab the share link like we did at the start of the video, you can just paste that into a third-party website, and instead of it just appearing as a link to your video on Tella, it will actually render your video's player. It will embed the video, and it does this automatically without you having to go into the embed settings or mess around with an iframe. A good example of this is Notion, so let me show you what that looks like. Here in Notion, I've got a document, and now I can just paste in that link that we copied, select the embed option, wait a second or so, and now we get this nice video player embedded inline inside of my document. Whether you're embedding your video using the share link like we just did, or with the full embed settings in the iframe a few moments ago, there's one extra feature that you can take advantage of, which I talked about right at the beginning of this video, and now I can explain it in more detail. So let's open up the share option again, and then we want to head to access, and then it's this last option here, embed only. So when you click on this, what you're doing is you're saying this video can only be watched when it's embedded in a certain location. And then you can restrict which location that is by typing in the domain that you are trying to limit it to. So if you're posting videos into a Notion document and you have a custom domain on the Notion document, you can type in grants.notion.com or whatever your domain is there, and that will limit your video to being watched when it's embedded in that place. If it was a main website or something like Tella.com, I could type in Tella.com in here, embed videos on the Tella.com website, and that's the only place people will be able to watch the embedded version. You can also use this feature in combination with a password when you switch to password protection, set a password, and then you can also set a domain restriction here as well. So that's a fun thing to check out as well. And those are all the ways that you can publish videos on Tella. Share your video as a link, download it as an MP4 file, or embed it somewhere on the web. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with all of the new content that we publish. We publish new videos every single day. See you in the next one.